Alright. Well, it's not a Spider-Man commander, but I'm kind of... a lot of the Spider-Man cards are... they don't like a lot of the other cards in Magic. But anyways, we're here with Haliya, Guided by Light. Mono white. Look at that. It's got warp. 3-mana 3/3. When this or another creature enters, or artifact, you gain 1 life. And then if you've gained 3 by the end of your turn, you draw a card. There's a lot of ways to gain life in mono white, obviously, so basically everything that can reasonably gain life is kind of in here. And just white beatdowns. One card in particular that's maybe weird, and I probably shouldn't play it, is this one, where it gives you the creatures that your commander then can see enter, and you can gain probably enough life through that, but you still have to gain another instance of life, so this can't be the only thing you did, which means you either need more mana or have something like a Soul Warden style card in play to get that to work. It also doesn't really work as your first land drop if you want to play a 1-drop, and your second one if you want to play a 2-drop, and so on and so forth. And this is the kind of deck that would probably like to play a 1-2-3 almost every single game. I know there's not a ton of 1-drops, but... So, this just sort of gets in the way, and the payoff might... like, the moment you can do this, the first instance in which you are able to do this might not be the first time you always do it, and that probably, to me, is just really not worth it. And it's always tapped, because we don't have a mountain or a swamp, so... I just really don't like that. Whoops. I just really don't like that card in here. It feels like it gets in the way more than it doesn't. Cavern of Souls being a land for this thing can also be annoying, but we'll see. It's not really that big of a deal, but if you want to play this to turn 5 and you have Cavern, rip. Some warp cards are pretty good. In Web is weird. It's just weird. There's like some in Web cards, but... Whoops. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's a 1-mana 3/3. You can redeploy a creature with it if it survived getting tapped somehow. I didn't actually think about Springleaf Drum effects, so I don't have to swing a creature into something bad just to try to in-web or whatever, but... I don't know. They're new cards, right? They're Spider-Man cards. They weren't around when this wasn't around, so... Yep, mono white, life gain, beatdown stuff. Let's see what happens. What? Okay. A commander I don't believe I've played against yet. Okay. I don't have a 2-drop, so I'm going to need a 2-drop or a land. In arguably no particular order. This seems pretty spooky. The mana value might not be too scary, though. Oh, I guess I technically have a 2-drop. I think I'm always playing this. Yeah, we're gonna always play this. Do I get a Plains here? I don't know. Sanctifier is pretty solid. Yeah, let's just... Actually, let's just get this one. My opponent is kind of already in a position to outscale me with a 1-drop that I can't particularly answer. That's a good sign. Though they can't in-web it, at least. I mean, they can, but that wouldn't make any sense. Interesting. So... I'm not sure what that means. Let's find out. Looks like Lightning Strike, a Braid, Shock, Burst Lightning? Of all the things they could have done, that one's okay. So we have 1, 2... We actually have it this turn. We can... well, when I say have it, I mean we can draw a card. We win the game if we draw a single card. I think that's how that works. I was about to say, if my opponent goes 2 turns doing nothing, that to me is just absolutely insane. Alright, we play you, and... Do I swing first? I think I swing first. Yeah, there's some kind of trick going on, maybe. This gives me slightly higher chance of doing what I want, but no guarantee. We still get hosed by the same kind of thing. It's just I at least got a damage in first. Alright, looks like we got it. So I don't know what that card is. It wasn't shock. Wasn't shock there. This reanimates a... anything ever. Yeah. If my opponent doesn't fly, this might just stonewall them. Because, like, the vigor kind of thing. Could stonewall them. We'll see. They're doing a good job at stonewalling me back, though, so... I wonder if I play this immediately with no value. Oh, wait, I lied. There is value. Ha! You thought I didn't see it. Which I almost didn't see that had died. Alright, that was really... That was really nice. That was quite a... Is this a legendary? Oh, it is. Oh, it's a legendary. Alright, so when this dies, if my opponent can somehow kill this, we have a lot of stats to give to this thing. It is a legendary. I don't know what they're going to do against all of this, though. Okay, this attack doesn't work. I can just do this. I am kind of okay with letting this die. But I don't have to. I don't have to. So... Okay, I'd love to see that. Like, we take some damage, but we have a 7/7 lifelinker. Is there another combat trick? What is going on? Oh, I guess not. They're almost just completely dead. If I can kill Llanowar Elves, they would just die here. So they, like, have to do something. Picking this up is weird. You lose your roll. Okay. I think I swing with the 10/10, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't swing with the 10/10. That is in web. It says in web 3. Okay, so we have a bunch of different options here. I could... Looks like there is yet again some kind of spell here. And I don't know what it is. If I sacrifice the 7/7, I get a ton of stats on these two, and I gain 7. This might just be a good idea, because it's not going to be able to effectively... Well, I'm so just not convinced my opponent can beat my board state. So maybe I shouldn't play into weird stuff. I'm so not convinced they can deal with this. What's in web? I've never actually used in web before. And I can leave up Dawn's Truce, instead of play the Inspiring Overseer. I'll just do this. I think that's fine. I don't think a 2/1 is going to change anything this game. They have no good fights. Oh, this is great. This also is now just massive, so yeah, I think it's always right to not swing. I didn't realize I was going to put that many counters on it. Okay, if they have a land... No, it's not possible to be a land. This card can't be a land here. It's an instant of some kind, I think. Yeah. Okay, so they found a land. We take stuff. Yeah, there's just no... I mean, again, I can probably just... Full stop. I could probably just swing for 119 times and win this game. Okay. Well, it was on the play with the best card in Standard. And I have no answer to it. They had to name Elf, though, which is really ugly. Probably not going to matter. If I could have killed this, I might have just been able to win on the spot there. Not quite what I expected, but that's what they did. So... This thing? Yeah, it's looking full stop as if I killed the Linerels, I would have just straight up won the game. It's just how ridiculously powerful that card is. So let's play you. Land. Swing here. And then just play this. Okay. I could try to trade and concede if it doesn't work. Okay, that is no longer the case. Oh, you have to sack it. I didn't know that. Well, I was going to sack it anyways, but I just didn't know that. Gain 5 or more life. That is not going to happen, so... One, two, three, 4, 5. I can actually gain 5 life next turn if nothing bad happens to me. Okay, so we name, I guess, human for the sake of it. Wait, does that screw me over? 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't. Here, here, this thing. Oh, no, I don't have what I thought I had it. I don't have it. Is there any way to do it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, there is. What am I... Why am I... Never mind. I thought I needed to play this for some reason. To do the thing. I cannot swing. I would probably, yeah, do well to not swing, I should say. Alright, we made a 4-4. It happened. Alright, we have enough stats to just hide behind a virtue of loyalty. And if my opponent doesn't do something about the board state, we might outpace their damage. A bird or basic? The bird could... Okay, it is basic, sure. Surprised it was a basic. The 1-mana bird with bristly bill text on it. I don't know the name of it. We just played against it and I don't know the name of it. Chocobo thing. It's actually pretty good here. That's also incredibly good here. If my opponent is interested in trying to have a back-and-forth scaling match, They might be better off than we are. Can we surprise kill them? There's no reach. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from this. And then 8, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. Wait. Hold on. That's a crazy lethal. I gotta recount the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19. Wow. They need fog. They need a fight. What do you got? Nothing. Wow. That's insane. Yep, look at that. It's just the white crater hoof there. It's just gross. No reach, no burn spell, nothing. I wonder what that card was they left up. Well, yeah, I mean, this game would have ended on the spot, too, if I had killed this thing at some point in the early game there, but... I don't know if I already said hello. I know I would have just said it, but I still don't remember if I said it. I'm not going to say it again. Yeah, we're going to play this. I don't like that black man over there. And now we'll swing. Alright, I don't know what it is. Okay, very confused now. Play my commander. If you gained or lost life this turn. Play that. A lot of weird lines here. A lot of unfortunate lines, honestly. Alright, we're just gonna do this now then. I don't like this turn though. Hand's kind of expensive. I mean, this costs 2. Alright, it's not that bad. This costs 2. Alright. Minwoo? Is that the Final Fantasy? No, you said EOE. I don't know Minwoo by name. It's been Llanowar Central today. Not only is everyone playing it, everyone has it. It's kind of crazy, huh? Fortunately, it's not destroying my existence currently. We also have just a massive string of threats we're gonna slowly procure into play here. Let's work this. I think I missed my opportunity to play this. Should have played it first if I was going to play it at all. When does this fly? Wait. When does this fly? It doesn't. Okay, for some reason I thought it did. Is Minwoo the mono white one? I could just play Elspeth and as a ever-ticking away problem. It is a difficult thing to answer and it just runs away when it's not killed. Yeah, let's just play it. I'm just gonna play it and start plussing it. The cleric +1 counters 5-drop. Oh, that didn't narrow it down for me. I'll look it up. Restless Cottage. Well, that's annoying. Let us play our commander. No, let's just make infinite I win the game stats. And I think I can just 0 because my opponent has to sweep the board. I don't even care about my opponent's commander. This just pushes 4 damage. They have an arena in play. They can't realistically swing. They can't realistically kill me. They can't realistically sweep the board and also do anything else. So if my opponent puts 10 elves in play, I will commend them. Ordinarily, I would plus, but because their life is the life total it is, and they have an arena, I think it's okay to just push damage. But it's lethal next turn regardless, right? So the 0 would just give me less creatures, but again, the damage actually matters here, yeah. So they'd have to sweep the board. Swinging doesn't even do anything. They just make 2 1/1s. Like, that doesn't even matter anyways. Standard is very, very diverse right now. It's kind of nuts. Well, that's not ideal. Is that it? No, it doesn't. I think I'm just gonna push this out instead of this one. It's off curve, but it just feels slightly better. I probably have to trade, so... Okay, there are problems here. We are addressing them not optimally. I'll say that much. My opponent is easily outpacing the life gain here. And they have removal, I'm sure, somewhere in there as well, so... Oh boy. Yeah, this is not working out too well. I just have, like, nothing going on. Alright, play you. Oh, man. I can't leave up Truce. I mean, I can. No, that's just not gonna happen. Can I swing? Probably not. Alright, we did it. We drew a card. That means we win. My opponent's drawn like 5, but that's okay. Okay, that's a lot of stats. They're just going all in on the stats stuff, which I like. I'm down with it. So they sack the Dread Knight. And then I trade. Chump that. Alright, Aerith is my saving grace, and that saving grace is not too ideal. It's not too ideal. The state of concede to board wipe? That's funny. I mean, yeah, it's just they're all in on this kind of thing. I like it. Do I leave that up? I think I have to. I think we're just swinging in for slightly less stats. Yeah, we're just swinging in for slightly less than we can. We're going to flash this in, and maybe that does something. But leaving it back would also be decent. Also, I'm back at my starting life total. That was, easy. I thought they were outscaling me, but Aerith said, nah. Bet. Okay, that gives them... it makes them all 4/4s, and then they make them all 6/6s. You should probably swing with all of them. No, you just swing with all of them. Yeah. So they have a bunch of 6/6s. Or 5/5s. They have a bunch of 5/5s, assuming they sack one of them, which they probably shouldn't. It's more stats if they don't sack one of these. Okay, they do, so they just made taller creatures instead. Apparently I missed my window to flash something in. That's my bad. Hopefully it doesn't cost me the game. Block there. Block there. And there we take not lethal. Wait, what if I just don't block that? 6. So 15 plus 7. 15 plus 7. Alright. Yeah. The only thing I'm playing around here is that last mana. Like, I'm lying here. I can't sleep. It's like, man, I don't like this. How do people do this? Okay. That's an unfortunate trade that I don't like, but it is what it is. I'll play this first, so I don't lose my reality. I am going to trade, without a doubt. Wow, really? Really? You should trade. No, yeah, I'm trading. There's no way I'm not trading there. Especially with my commander, with the text on it that it has. Like, I'm just always trading. I don't care if they mill me for 1 or 2 or whatever with their commander in play, so... Okay, that is my opponent's turn. I'm not too upset with that at all. We're gonna just be trading the same life pool the whole game, it feels. Alright, we drew a card though, so that means we're winning. Well, that works out. Unfortunately, it's hard to actually swing. But I am drawing cards. Maybe I can swing. Love to see that. Love to see that trade. The pain of milling 100 card decks. Well, there's the sweeper that mills half of someone's deck. That apparently exists now. I'm always blocking. Always, 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 always blocking. Alright, well, they're gonna need that specific and exact card if they're to continue this game in a way that would let them win. So, let's do this, actually. That's an interesting card. I don't really want to mill anything. I also want to leave up Get Lost. So let's just play this. I don't really need more stuff in play. Man, I'm drawing a lot of cards, huh? It's crazy. Yeah, we can just swing all out. I'm not going to swing with the 2-1, though. I don't care. I'm not going to offer that trade. I'm going to go to discard here. Jeez. That's crazy. Alright, what do you got? Exactly sweeper that mills half the board. Choose target... Wait, what does this do? Each player choose... Let's say control... Okay. Interesting. There's nothing I can do about that. Their own version of my commander. I should probably kill that. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that. I don't like that. They can't swing. The more they mill, the more I have a good this thing, but I don't... I mean, I can put that here now. Let's just start vomiting stats, I think. While we can. Both of these are interesting. I guess I'll take that one. Okay. That is not gaining life. Roaming Throne. Is that even worth it here? I wonder. I kind of feel like it is not worth it. Yeah, okay. Opponent agrees. But they can't swing, so... We're definitely just winning. Human. Do I cast my commander? Probably not. Let's just do this. Let's put a counter on this thing, potentially? That would be nice. We did get it. I like that. Let's swing here and here. Okay, didn't expect that. Let's kill this thing? Sure, you can have your commander. I just don't want my opponent to draw cards or anything, so... Alright, they have to yet again sweep the board. This does not flip into... Whenever opponent casts a spell... What does that do? Okay, so I'll try to cast this. I don't know if it's retroactive. I don't know if that artifact is going to hate this or not. Opponent just straight up took it. Alright. Let's play... Oh, I can't play anything, right? Because of the artifact. We just talked about that. Aha, they had the tools to deal with it and chose not to. Interesting. So... So I just swing again? My opponent's losing the game, so... Yeah. And then play... you. What can I in-web? I didn't think of that. Oh, I can in-web this 3-1. Oh, nice. I can put it back to my hand. Huge. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So I just have this again. Alright, get Schmieded. Alright, we have search a library for a basic, put on the battlefield. 3 mana rampant growth out of the command zone. I have not seen this. I can see how it would be very good, though. But we'll see. Especially if you have Llanowar Elves. I think you could just do it on turn 2. Yeah, that's like above and beyond, like, actually insane when you have Llanowar Elves, I feel. What does the other creatures get plus? Okay. Ramble Familiar, sure. Unfortunate draw sequence that keeps happening to us, but not the worst thing that could happen to us. Alright, we get +1/+1 until a point in which we get more than that. I wonder if I should ever make this a creature. Against mono green, probably. Do the thing, opponent. Do the thing. Oh. That's lame. Ugh. Land, please. Do I crew? Or do I swing for 4? I'm just gonna crew it. I don't care. It starts drawing cards after. I really needed a land there. For a multitude of reasons. I have, like, no answer to that thing. Which is really bad. I mean, I kinda do, but not really. That. Get in there. And then this on the Overseer. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yep. And then... Oh. Could have played Essence Channeler before all of that, but I kind of think I have to leave up Get Lost, unfortunately. I can just double block the O'Hare. Probably will. Actually, I most assuredly will. Yep. Let's not lose to that card. Okay, that's a vehicle, right? Yeah. I'm not putting my commander in front of it. Okay, of all the things they could have done, this is not that bad. Garruk's Uprising is so far the best thing ever. It's like my commander. Unfortunately. Okay, it doesn't really matter what order I play these in. I'm not even sure if I can afford to not cast this doll. I'm not sure. It's a tough one. I think I'm gonna just... I mean, the doll in play doesn't let me draw into anything castable anyways. Like, it can't ever attack. Yeah, it's fine, just... I can play it maybe later. I don't think the game's about that. I don't think Get Lost is enough here, though. Rook does nothing when you play it, but your opponents draw half their decks. Yep, is that about how it works? What has died? Stuff. That notably would not have done it. So let's play this. I think I'm still naming human. Could name angel, hero. It doesn't. Let's just name hero. And then play you. Let's play this. For the quadrillionth time, I missed my window to play a slightly better scenario. And, yep. I should have probably played this instead of the doll here, but I got hung up on things. I keep doing that. Alright, so we have the scaling down. It's just a matter if there's, like, some kind of Ujin situation. That's not Ujin. It does stop me from flying over their face, though. They do put counters on it, or explore with that specifically. I would do that as well. Whoa, what is that? What was happening? Trample haste can't be countered. Delirium, return it from your graveyard. Finality counter. It's just stats. It doesn't have any further text on it. Okay. Kimball. The black-white one? I like the black-white one. If I'm thinking of the right card. There's no attack here, right? Yeah, there's no attack. I don't think there's an attack. Okay, opponent agrees. Let's do this. I guess Star Charter? And we just stare at each other for a while? My scaling is definitely more problematic for my opponent than vice versa. I could try to do some kind of trade, but I don't want to lose my scaling creatures. I don't want to lose these creatures. 15, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's okay to trade with this, because when that dies, my opponent loses all their stats. Or, no, I put that stat on something else. I'm also at 51, so I don't need to, like, try to close the game out in any, like, rapid sense or anything like that. But, like, I feel as though if this game is going to end for my opponent's favor, it involves both these dying, which you're okay with both of them dying. I don't think they're going to beat me as long as those two things are alive. Alright, what costs 8? Cityscape Leveler? Oh, yeah. Well, not gonna lie, I didn't have that on my mental radar for some reason. I think I'm dead, but I guess we can find out. It's all trample. It is all trample. My opponent's dead no matter what I... Oh, no, they're not, because they have a 15/15 lifelinker. So let's go down the list. That's 13. We don't want this to get counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then the rest is not lethal. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh, shoot. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 51, 52. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. 58. I gained 13. I'm not dead. So instead of you. Okay. Because this is a legendary. Don't block triplets? Why not? I want to kill both the triplets, don't I? I want both triplets dead in combat? Yeah, that made sense to me. Okay, so they're not dead, and I don't have a giant lifelinker. What I can do is reanimate Aerith with this. I have that much left, so I should probably play you first. I have to effectively pick up the Aerith, I feel. And then I'm not presenting lethal. This is in Web 3. Let's play it now. They have to block with the 8-8. They have to block with the 8-8. That's insane. I'm almost at my starting life total, and that was a Crater Hoof for like 8. Yeah, blocking the triplets made perfect sense. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my goodness. That's insane. And I have a 10-10 lifelink after all of that. That's just crazy. That's insane. I beat a crate. I don't know the last time have I ever beaten this? I don't think so. No. I don't think I've ever beaten a crater. Oh man, the stupid thing. Ever beaten this on that many stats. That's just insane. Alright, both of these are kind of similar on turn 1. So it doesn't matter really which one. This one has to swing. I don't know. They're kind of just the same. They're kind of just the same. Maybe I play this one. So if something happens combat-wise, it's still dead to a removal spell anyways. I don't know. This one it is. Alright. Random scale nonsense, go. Get to scaling. Opponent, that is not the card. So I think I'm just gonna play this. We're gonna take the turn to just play this card. There's no way they block anyways, it doesn't matter. I probably, I don't know. Yeah, you're not blocking, that doesn't make any sense. Opponent didn't do the weird LARP. Let's do this. Oh look, it stayed under the Fiend Hunter. It's almost like every single deck is ready for a Fiend Hunter effect. Crazy how it works. I have just never been... Wait, what? Huh? Opponent, you left your commander under my thing. What do you... Okay. Sure. That is, in fact, what my opponent did. They have to block the Essence Channeler, so I can just swing all out. And then they're dead. Oh, it must be, River's Rebuke. I see. Okay. Alright, everything makes sense again. If I was aware of that, could I have done anything different? No, I couldn't have. It makes more sense now. It's still kind of weird, but I suppose it makes sense. Okay. Alright, Sure. That is, not River's Rebuke. That is not what that card is. Alright. This is the first time a Fiend Hunter worked on anything in Standard for me. Ever. I just Fiend Hunted something and it stayed hunted. It's just never happened. They always just leave it under and kill it. So I was just expecting that. But I suppose the counter argument is you're not going to recast it for 6 mana and have that matter. So you might as well leave it here in the off chance you draw an answer to it or something. Because you're just never going to recommit this for 6 mana. Options. Yeah, let's make my turn annoying. Also, hello. Please kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Nice. Let's play you. Alright, Vivi. Do it. Dang it. I think I'm getting a 1-drop here. They're all kind of the same. They're all kind of the same. None of them are great. Oh yes, the endless mountain of protection spells that will hold priority for 10,000 years. Okay, never mind. It's not what happened. Well, that's our first Frogify that we've seen. I know, but again, it's just essentially spot removal. Yeah, spot removal is just a nightmare. They can't block, but they also can't swing. So I guess I just chill. I probably did kind of immediately lose to that witness protection. I don't really have anything to do about it. My hand is also, like I don't have any cards. So it's not looking great. Things are not looking great here. But it also appears to not be out of gas. I am gonna still swing with the thing. I don't think I can just do nothing, so. But my life total doesn't really matter. They're just gonna like explode on a single turn. They can probably do 100 damage. I would love to see a bounce spell. Tragic. Like, I don't care if they reset my Aerith. Really? You just do nothing? Wow. Well, that's a very bad draw. I'm not going to get the Angel countered. I'll just play random draft filler instead. Oh look, it's a bounce spell, no way. Oh, into a counter spell? Oh, no. Wow. That's kind of insane. I could have been drawing cards that whole time. Like, imagine they did that. I only had one more like, this is gonna stop at 4, and then it can't swing anymore. They can just pretty easily block it. I think my opponent had plenty of time. This does grow with each spell being cast, which, unless I draw something, is gonna just outpace this thing. Okay. I will play this. Oh, I would love to Fiend Hunter my opponent's commander this turn cycle. Would certainly be ideal. But I can't. As long as I'm drawing cards, I'm not too concerned about a bunch of random angels, especially if I get an Elspeth. Like, this deck sweeping its own board is hilariously bad to me, so if that's what I force my opponent to do, if that's a thing they can do, then by all means. Oh wow, a Lyra. Wow. That's just a natty Lyra there. Neat. Now that I played a Fiend Hunter, I'm sure my opponent will sweep the board. What's with all the colorless lands? What is going on? That is not an angel nor a board wipe. That's just a card. I think I'm playing Virtue this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Virtue and ask my opponent what they're going to do about it. I like this slightly more than Elspeth, but not by much. Artifacts are creatures. Okay. So they make a 3/3 Iron Crag. I think it sees itself as a legendary, so it can make itself an equipment. They can already play all the creatures in their deck. It's mostly just a card draw thing. Yeah, they can already cast everything anyways. We have some pretty good scaling with... Alright, yeah, I was about to say, with the Elspeth and the Virtue, 2 counters on each creature return is definitely going to outpace my opponent's whatever, and if we just sit here and do this until my opponent has to cast a board wipe, I think I can then just turn the game around pretty quickly. Opponent gets rid of duress. That's nuts. No, it's not. No, it's not. I lied. Oh, sure. I'll take that. Yeah, Hedron Collider, not Hedron Archive. Those are different. What does that do? Random garbage. So we do that. Why do I keep grabbing that? I should grab this one. Do that, and then lose to a board wipe. Oh look, it's a board wipe. No way. I should have played a Giant Primate first. Why am I so dumb? Oh my. I should have played that first. Colossal mistake. Alright, mistake undone. So, scaling. I wonder if I just had to kill Virtue. I don't know. Is there even time? I mean, I have to if I want the game to end at some point. And then we play this. And, gain 3 life. Because I, like, have to do that. Each player draws 2. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen Winter do anything ever, so that's interesting. Well, here comes the board wipe. I think. I would say it's the most likely thing. Oh look, it's a board wipe. What does that do? It's just a 4/3. That's a very interesting card. I think in this spot I'll play... Actually, you know what? No, we will play this, because I can do something else alongside of it. Even though that something else isn't terribly amazing, it's still decent. Oh, I should have plussed first. Whoops. Never punished. They're down to 1 card, which is insane. It's a really, really good card, but a beatable one, I suppose. Phyrexian Arena, do you keep that? I was about to say, you have Winter in play already, so probably not. Do you keep that? No, I wouldn't keep that. Wow, they do keep that. Really? Why? Huh. You keep the -10, -10, but there's no way to trigger it, so it's just -2, -2. Well, if that's... Wait, am I sure about that? Creatures... Okay. Keep demanding answers? Yep. That is... No, we're just gonna play this. We're just gonna play this. Get rid of you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter? Yeah, that doesn't matter. Alright. I can't believe I won that game. They had removal, sweeper, removal, a virtue with literally infinite value into tutor the best card in your deck, which is a sweeper, and then removal for planeswalkers, specifically planeswalker removal. Kind of the best thing they could ask for. It's crazy that I got through all of that. It's actually insane. I've played enough of it to get a firm grasp of what it's doing. Alright, this commander is extremely good. Card draw in a strategy like this is just good, right? Phyrexian Arena is a profoundly powerful effect. I don't think it's just automatically game-winning like it used to be. But if you could put it in the command zone that also threatens your opponent with damage and also gains a bunch of life, instead of losing life with Phyrexian Arena, you're just gaining life with your Phyrexian Arena. It does demand that you play creatures and gain life to do the thing, but that's pretty easy when your deck is a ton of creatures and a ton of life gain. It's really nice. So, yeah, every card in here is pretty... I took out... Actually, there was one. The Truce was the one, right? What was it called? Yeah, this thing. Heroic Intervention is like a nice thing to have, I suppose. It's 60 cards, so you can more reasonably get to it than if it was 100 cards or whatever. But I don't really like just one random sweeper protection spell in my deck. Every time you have it and you think your opponent has a sweeper, you then have to like leave it up. You just have to leave up mana so that this is good into that situation. And sometimes that's just not great. In fact, there were plenty of scenarios where I'm just beating a board wipe anyways, right? A lot of decks, especially it seems in Standard, this is not really the case in Historic, Timeless, whatever, where the board wipes are played heavily, or rather moderately heavily, in creature-heavy decks. And I've seen a couple times where that just completely backfires, as you would think it does, right? It's not as insane as I initially thought to do it, but it's still a little crazy to have as many sweepers I'm seeing in creature-heavy decks where they just don't really recover. I mean, sometimes there's the virtue of persistence in play, or whatever the other Portal to Phyrexia's style card is, I don't know. And you can reanimate spam after you swept the board. But for the most part, that's not really the scenario that you're going to have with your sweeper. And then if your opponent can rebuild, or if their commander drew 5 cards, then it's safe to assume they probably can survive the sweeper and just present a new layer of things, right? It was the 2/2 Angel Flying Commander is another one I see with board wipes in it, and they sweep all their angels, and then they just lose. Like, you didn't recover from sweeping your angels, you just lost. This deck could probably play at least Split Up, so it could just not swing and then cast Split Up. I never have a problem with Split Up, specifically. I think Split Up is really, really good. It's like the Bantu's Reckoning that Bantu always wishes it was. Aerith is a really, really scary card. It's like a Johnny's Pridemate, but it itself has lifelink, and then its counters can move on some creatures in my deck. Not all of them, but if your commander's in play, there you go. So this card is insane. If it was between this and this in the command zone, they're both 3 mana. They both play a very similar deck. They both play they're both in each other's commander decks. I like card draw. I didn't really ever struggle with stat scaling issues or just surviving long enough to have a crippling board state. And I think cards being drawn is just really scary. Whereas, if this gets stonewalled effectively or whatever, then you can't amass advantage, especially if this gets killed and you don't have like another legendary, or even if you do, they could just kill that one too, and then you don't have a lot going on after the fact. Whereas this drawing cards lets you have a ton of not only more options, but you can recover from some kind of sweeper or just removal in general. You recover way easier with more cards than you do with more giant creatures, obviously. But so yeah. But other than that, all the creatures in here were pretty nice. I would be surprised if I saw a lot of people playing random things like this, but I was impressed with random things like this. It doesn't take much for this to just do everything you're looking to do in your deck. So just because it's a random common doesn't make it like a bad idea. People probably, especially at this point, just filter like they go to the filter and just go like rares and mythics, make a deck, and they don't really look at all the commons and uncommons that you have access to. But that is one of the really standoutish ones to me. Then there's like Healer's Hawk and what's the other one? Not Sanctifier. I think just sort of this one and this. Yeah, it's just like these random life gain creature style things are just totally fine. Like, they work. There's not a lot of downside. They curve out pretty well. They're doing what you want to do. If your opponent ever casts, I don't know, any kind of removal spell in your Healer's Hawk, well, there's the proof is in the pudding, I guess, in that regard. When it comes to lands, I saw a couple mono-white commanders playing a bunch of random lands that I don't necessarily... Like, we do have this in our deck. This isn't free, right? So... You never seen a streamer filtered by rares and mythics? Yeah, not here. We wouldn't do that. Why would we do that? We have a lot of white mythics. Linden is in here, which actually never triggered. So I don't even know if this is right. I did craft it for this deck, which I now feel bad about doing, but it never came up. I'm sure it's fine, though. It's not like we have Nykthos or anything, though. But this ability is fine. When it comes to lands, it's kind of not free to play stuff like this. I probably could have one, like, whoop. Like, that's probably okay. I don't think this is ruining anything. It could effectively draw a card when played on a fair amount of your turns if it is the thing that you played for your land and you can trigger your commander with it or whatever. The turn you play this, actually, with your commander, I think you do draw a card? Yeah, so that does work. I mean, again, yeah, this probably could have just been in here. I didn't really consider a bunch of the colorless options. Again, because we had Verilax in here, and it's like, ooh. It's like Phyrexian Obliterator. You don't want to find yourself without the lands to cast it. But to be fair, there's plenty of times where I don't care to cast this on turn 5 exactly anyways. So, I don't know. It's, is what it is. A 3 Tree City, probably... Actually, no. 8 humans, 6 clerics, which are also basically all the humans. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think 3 Tree City makes sense too much to me. But yeah, I guess this is okay. Is there anything else I don't own that's like interesting? No, not really. That's paying life. Yeah, there's not really anything. All right, yeah, this is like just the one, really, and yeah, it could have just been in here. I saw it played a couple times and still didn't really think that it was something I really wanted, but you might as well, I guess, if you don't feel like you're getting color screwed or whatever. Cavernous Souls never got around to Counterspell. Counterspells are really, like, not represented heavily at all in Standard right now, so you probably don't need this. I mean, this is a bit more free than Adventures in, because this does actually tap for white for at least 1 card in your deck. If you name human, then apparently in this list, 8 cards. And that's, I guess, okay. I never found myself in a serious problem because I played Cavernous Souls. And you're not really ever going to keep like a 1-land hand in a deck like this. So if it's your only land, it's like that doesn't really matter. You're probably mulliganing 1-land hands in this kind of deck. But yeah, it's really good. It has the same kind of typical Spaghetti-O situations. The 2 big ones, I guess there's 3 kind of. Ujin is actually beatable, so maybe it's just like 2.5. Ujin is pretty scary though. It's like Ketramos doesn't care what you're doing. In fact, if it was up to Ketramos, it would play against this commander every single game. Like, if it could choose its opponent, it would choose this commander. Or one of the 15 commanders that play very similarly. And you just lose. You just play cards, you put them to 10, you put them to 7, whatever. They cast anything that blows everything up, and then you lose immediately. So you're basically playing a game where you're not thinking about anything, you're just playing cards until your opponent either has the sweeper and they stabilize and win instantly, basically, or they don't have the sweeper and they lose instantly, and that's kind of lame and whatever. I know it's not always the case with board wipe situations. Like I just said, we can survive sweepers, but not really against Ketramos, because behind the sweeper is an army of spot removal, and it's pretty easy to have a 4/4 lifelinker in the form of Ketramos at that point of the game, and then they can just not really die to damage because they have a 4/4 menacing lifelinker that you can't effectively kill, and then it's just kind of lights out, right? But yeah, other than Ketramos, it's like Roxanne was an unwinnable matchup every time I saw it. I beat every other commander. I think my only losses were to Ketramos and Roxanne. I didn't see any Ujin players. I would imagine Ujin is kind of close to Ketramos, where they either cast it and stabilize, or you kill them, and there's not much to say or think about. You just play the glowing card in your hand until your opponent's dead. But yeah, Roxanne comes with a bunch of shocks, which blows up a lot of the things that you can kind of put it into play. Sometimes you stabilize. I mean, I did beat red-green stuff, but the infinite shocks are just, like, that is a lot. If Roxanne can ever make more than 1 in a turn cycle, then it's basically lights out, because then it starts doing 4 damage to your creatures, and that's like your entire everything. Verilax specifically can stonewall that kind of thing, though, right? It can't stonewall Ketramos, but it can stonewall Roxanne, and that's kind of nice, I guess. Green and red strategies just don't want to see this, just sort of like Phyrexian Obliterator. They really don't want to see that card in play, and this is kind of the white version of it. There's the other one, the Phyrexian Justicar, which was the white version of Obliterator, and I didn't really like that one at all, and I still kind of don't, but I do like this one. This one's pretty nice. This one's satisfying, I must admit. So if you can somehow cast this in your not mono-white strategies that also have white in it, really cool card. Just, again, really hard to cast. But yeah, this won against everything ever except Ketramos and Roxanne. And Roxanne is probably more beatable than the matchups and the times I saw it would make you believe, but the first time I saw it in the command zone, my initial interpretation was, oh, this is probably one of the first matchups we're probably going to get stomped, even after having played a bunch of red-green things I beat. Because it's just, yeah, it's Roxanne. You know, what more can I say? But can recommend. Strategy is very good. It has a lot of tools. It gains a ton of life, which puts a fair amount of the beatdown strategies on the back foot. There were a few games where I just thought I was doomed, and then I looked at my left total. I'm like, oh, never mind. I even survived a Crater Hoof for like 9 or 8 or something absolutely insane. Completely insane. So, yeah, really good commander, all things considered. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.